episode 2.
Who could have saw this coming?
I know.
No us.
I figured we'd have been thrown off a bridge by now.
Look toward the west coast of Scotland and beyond Ireland, and what's that in the distance? It's Atlantis rising in the blue. A sunset did that. I was thinking about, like, see, when people say remember to stay hydrated all the time, what do you think that is? Like, is there a conspiracy to explain that?
I think that's a throwback to the days of Atlantis. I think you're right. I think people used to have to stay hydrated back then because obviously they're living underwater.
Oh, of course.
They were amphibious, so they had to stay hydrated in case their gills looked dried out when they were on land. And I think that's stuck a bit. And here we are today. We're still doing it. We don't actually need to do it, but we're still doing it.
The only thing that happens is your pee goes brown.
So this was grainy footage filmed by a teenager in Salta, Argentina. The wee guy says he heard the grass rustling and him and his pals were a wee bit creeped out. They decided to film. They pointed their phone and a gnome emerges from the grass. It's walking sideways like a crab. And it's got a pointy hat and wee shoes. This video, right, it was analysed by a photography expert at a university in Argentina. And he said it wasn't a hoax. He said this video hasn't been tampered with. It's not been altered on a computer in any way, right? And also the boys, right? The boys claim that the gnome barked like a dog. Now, the same month that happened, there was another sighting for a place 200 miles away, and it was the same wee thing. And apparently, right, the police. Somebody went and interviewed the police about this, and they said, we've been getting these reports for years about these wee gnomes. What do we think the script is? What do we think this is?
I think they've got to be real. They've got to be real.
They must be. How far do you think you could boot one if you've seen it?
It depends. I've not kicked it in years, but I used to have I've always not been good at football ever, and I've not been good.
I try and pick him and he'd go behind me. Know what I'm saying?
but I couldn't kick it in any direction. Right? I couldn't kick it I couldn't choose where I wanted it to go, right? But I could toe poke it out.
Aye.
I fucking like you wouldn't believe, man. I could send it flying.
Is that how you think you'd react, Chris, if you saw
Just
it?
try and get rid of it.
I don't know. I would freak out. I've said this days, like, if I seen an alien, I would be sick. I would actually be sick everywhere. I think a gnome would elicit the same reaction from me.
I mean, let's think about this. Like, you're out walking with your dog,
Aye.
and this thing comes out from behind somebody's garden, comes out like they're behind their fence. What do you do?
You definitely would film it. I definitely would.
100%. 100%.
I would quite like to see a gnome, actually. I think all the kind of bizarre creatures in the world that supposedly exist, I think seeing a gnome would be the funniest. You can back, apparently the first stories of gnomes appear in the 16th century. Before that, there's no record of gnomes, so that's obviously when they came to Earth. Or emerged from the Earth if they live inside the Earth.
I think some of the kind of like German myth is that they can move through solid Earth like we move through air.
Why do they move sideways?
I don't know, but I think it's kind of really beautiful. You know, it's something else. It's a sight to behold, and I quite like it.
Do you think if you got them drunk, they would walk forwards?
Aye.
Same.
What is it, like a choice that they've made?
I don't know. I think they're maybe just used to like moving, like they're used to being underground, and when they come up here,
Hmm.
Also, they used to like shimmying by like walls and that, like shimmying by like thin corridors.
Hmm. That was
What did he eat then?
worms.
Why Argentina?
That's
'Cause
true.
that's,
Okay.
I mean, it's meant to be one of the places that people say if Hitler faked his own death, that was one of the places that he was supposed to have gone to.
If you didn't want anybody to find you, you would shrink yourself.
Aye.
Hitler shrunk himself.
Aye.
Aye.
Did Hitler not have quite a distinctive walk?
A sideways walk.
No, he kind of goose stepped, but obviously now that he's shrunk himself down, he's trying to disguise himself, so now he walks sideways.
Oh.
So obviously that's if you saw a wee guy walking sideways, your last thought of who it would be Hitler.
Until you get close and you see the mustache.
Aye. I looked up some stats on gnomes that were released after these sightings, right? So they surveyed like thousands and thousands of people, right? And apparently 94% of people would not have a gnome in their garden since these sightings.
Oh,
Did they attract them?
I don't know if it would attract them. I think it would probably offend them. I think it would be a bit of a faux pas.
Oh, I
Do you know what I mean?
you're making them look weak with their big smiles.
Aye,
They target you.
aye. Also, apparently, believe it or not, right? But most gnome owners are under 45.
Oh,
Ah.
I know.
it might be. I mean, it might be an ironic thing.
Aye, everyone's ironic.
Aye, that's true.
It's like, oh, come on, we'll get a garden gnome. Wouldn't it be crazy if we got a garden gnome?
What do you like? Two gnomes got Belle and Sebastian. Oh,
I think nothing makes me angrier than the music of Belle and Sebastian.
Yeah, we gnomes.
Gnome music.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck!
Here's another gnome stat, right? So, Labour voters are more likely to have gnomes than Conservative voters.
After the first episode, Truth After Midnight received a message from an anonymous source. Professional reader Chris McQueer will now present the contents of the transmission.
I have two real-life supernatural experiences I have lived through, both when I was a wee guy, about age between 5 and 10. The first incident is kind of time travel. I was getting ready for bed one night and looked out my window. What I'm about to describe is as true as I experienced it. Without blinking, I saw the view from the window animate forward to morning. It was like time-lapse in a film. I experienced the world going from about 11 PM to 8 AM within the space of around 5 seconds. I can't explain it other than maybe I had a wee seizure or something. I don't have any other history of seizures or that in my life. I was raging because I enjoy my sleep and I didn't get any and I had to go to school. What do you think?
I mean, so you left out the address.
I wasn't sure. What do you think?
On, but that's the same street that my Aunt Mary lives on. And I'm thinking this might be my Aunt Mary.
Well, has she ever mentioned seeing this amount of time go by within a minute, within 5 seconds?
But a mental thing did happen was a car drove through her wall.
Aye. I know. I find that terrifying. That like the idea of that time disappearing like that would actually, I think that would like send me.
Well, we've all experienced that when we've been up gaming.
One minute you look down and it's 9:45 and you think, right, one more hour, and then you look down and it's fucking 1:45.
I don't know, thinking about the first one, like, so he must have been stood there, like, rooted to the spot for like 8 hours then.
Aye.
That's bizarre.
That fucked.
Aye, what would that look like for somebody else's
I feel like across the road or something, just a wee boy.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Staring out the window. All night.
You would be raging, but if you had to go to school after that.
Aye.
I know, he must have been knackered.
Yeah, and you'd be like, it's not my fault. There's no my fault. Time went fast. Dead fast.
So the second incident was a few years later. I was returning from the ice cream van, heading back to my house, and was reminded of a dream I had the night before. Intense deja vu. What I remembered from the dream played out in real life. I couldn't believe it. I knew exactly what was about to happen before it did. A wee guy I knew's sister was about to approach me from behind and aggressively accuse me of using those big sherbet tubes to whip her brother. She then did exactly that. I turned round, there she was, and that's what she said. What? I wasn't even holding sherbet tubes, but her accusation was verbatim to the dream. I knew exactly what she was about to say as I remembered it from the dream, and she said it there and then. My astonishment at this was perceived by her as weak incredulity that I'd whip her brother. In the dream, it transpired that the whip bully was another guy who lived across the road with a similar name as mine. So I told her to take it up with him, and what do you know? It ended up being him in real life. I haven't experienced anything else like it, and it fucking freaks me out to this day, man. I wonder if it's something about like past lives. Like something's happened, and you're just kind of living the same life again until you do something a certain way. Or you like fix a mistake or something. I think that's what it is.
I read this really good book by a guy called Eric Wargo called Time Loops.
Right.
And he says that, you know, because we perceive time as like linear, but he was thinking about like time could act from the future back on the present as well as the past acting on the present.
Right.
It's a bit mental, right? You still just have to read the book.
I can't read books. I'm not joking.
It's called retro causality.
I've not read a book in about 10 years. Probably 9 years because I was 16.
Retrocausality or backwards causation is a concept of cause and effect in which an effect precedes its cause in time, and so a later event affects an earlier one. What? In quantum physics, the distinction between cause and effect is not made at the most fundamental level, so time-symmetric systems can be viewed as causal or retrocausal.
I was the whole time imagining cause and effect, but it's like cause like COS. It's like because I cause.
I'm just giving you the definitions. You can do what you want with them. I'm giving you the potential explanations for the emails we're receiving. I'm giving you something to work with.
I think that sounds right.
Exactly right. I mean, I've thought about it a lot, right? But it's always, I mean, this is actually quite a common thing that people experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people experience stuff like this, and they don't talk about it because it sounds mental, but it is quite common.
Aye, there is a kind of epilepsy that causes you intense deja vu, but that sounds really different because he's like, he knows what somebody's going to say before what they're going to say it here. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think it is that. But aye, like, that is a kind of epilepsy.
Aye, maybe I'm just epileptic.
See, if I won the lottery, I would say, I had a dream. It was going to be the numbers, so I went and put them on. And it won.
Oh, mate.
So I would just pure fuck with people.
Oh, mate, that's amazing,
Solid.
actually. You would need to do something like that. You would need to do something like that.
If I wouldn't tell a fucking soul. I wouldn't tell my mom if I won the lottery, man. I would keep it pure quiet.
Psychologist Daryl J. Bem showed experimental subjects 2 sets of curtains and instructed them to guess which one had a picture behind it, but did not display the picture behind the curtain until after the subject made their guess. Some results showed a higher margin of success for a subset of erotic images, with subjects who identified as stimulus-seeking in the pre-screening questionnaire scoring even higher. So maybe he was just horny.
Maybe. Mate, maybe. Never know that. Wait, age was he like 5? Maybe, but maybe. You never know.
I love the idea that this anonymous soul has written into us seeking help. We're like the last place he's ever turned to. If you're like, aye mate, we've solved it, you're just horny.
Genuine, I believe you, right? This is a thing that happens to people. It happens to more people than you think. I'd go as far as to call it quite common. You just don't understand it.
Aye, I think you're right.
So
100%.
There you go. It's all right.
Epstein Island, Mandela Effect, Bush did 9/11, CIA selling drugs, simulation theory, Hollow Earth, MK Ultra, Pete Saget, Atlantis, meme magic, Project Paperclip, 23 Enigma, sleep paralysis entities, Rosicrucians, Archons, the Blue, Tesla Free Energy, Philip K. Dick Gnostic Prophet, 4chan Alien Photo, Nazi Belvis Nuclear Reactor, 1800s Internet, Jesus Resurrection Evidence, North Korean Utopia, Lunar Ruins, Random Number Generators are not random, Ancient Nuclear Weapons, Sentient Mushroom, Medieval Found Footage, Lumina, Donald Trump is Time Traveler, Clown Sightings, Roko's Basie List, Georgia GUID estimates, Analysis and Assessment of Gateway Process, Crowdfunded Associations, Google Earth Black Zones, Quantum Jumping, Manatees are humans, Chim, the Internet was discovered, Ocean doesn't exist, UFOs are atmospheric life forms, Holy Grail found centuries ago, Moon built by aliens, eating food makes you age, consciousness beamed from moon base, all religions are the same, fire is alive, air is poison.
Gang stuck in Halo. Get gang stuck in Halo, man. Just trying to complete Halo.
What'd you do for a living? Oh, I stand outside this guy's house.
I sometimes walk near this mad guy.
Yeah, that sounds alright. It's no bad. I don't really do anything. You know what it's like working in an office. 70% of the time spent looking like you're doing something. No.
All you need to do is like once a week walk by this guy. And he's always wearing a red t-shirt. They're always wearing red or green or something.
How many of these folk are just like going out at the same time every day on their commute and seeing people at the same time?
I folk are on their lunch breaks and that. They're like, this guy is in this Sainsbury's garage at the same time every single day, and he knows I'm going to be there. Being gang stalked, it's rubbish because it's like you've never get any privacy. I'm gang stalked by my mum telling me to tidy my room. My parents are gang stalking me to tidy my room.
I found a wee list of 1,000 people that were surveyed who said they were being gang stalked, and there's like a wee list of things that they've said have been happening to them. So teams of men in black vans, everyone in the street being plants, acting out roles towards the victim, use of voice to skull messages,
What is that?
Witchcraft focused through gold objects, organised electronic mind interference, and in this one, these last two are quite funny. Docile family dog replaced by exact double with full temper. and then remote enlargement of bodily organs. It gave me a giant liver. Oh wow, man.
Right, so I'm just saying, I've just been made redundant because of the coronavirus, and if MD wants to give me a job as a gang stalker,
here.
To gang stalk people, to get paid to gang stalk somebody, I'll do it.
Not to step on your toes, but I'll also do it. Not to copy, right? But I'll do it and all. So it's John Lang was a man from Fresno, CA, don't know where CA is, who began tackling police harassment, specifically a license plate scam done in low-income neighbourhoods. So after Lang's posts began making headlines, he started to notice unsettling people outside his home, ranging from a van, allegedly using a heat sensor camera to record him. Multiple policemen across the road in the street in the middle of the night. And as Lang began to become more paranoid, he posted a cryptic Facebook post where he more or less predicted his death. A few days after, his house was burned and he was dead.
Fell asleep in a sleeping bag, smoking a fag.
He was watching Netflix on his phone and he had to zip the sleeping bag up so that the lights wouldn't come in. So he could see the screen when he died.
A bomber fell out of his joint. A hash bomber. Oh, here, right. Chris, have you ever played Skyrim?
No.
You sound like you've been asked that a million times. Is this one of the sort of like things that tie in with like, the Clintons and that, and that we'll get killed for talking about?
Things about Jimmy Savile, right?
Yeah, right, so-
Jimmy Savile's coffin was buried at 45 degree angle.
Why?
Not only was his coffin buried at a 45 degree angle, it was encased in concrete. Do you
I
think
really
they were
don't.
trying to stop him from coming back?
Aye. Oh, let's see if there's a picture of it.
I think it actually did.
There is, there's a picture of it.
Because they said it was so people couldn't vandalise his grave.
Or could it really be that he was a
What?
fucking evil wizard and he was going to come back?
Mate, he would come back as well, knowing him. he definitely did like drink folks' blood and that, because I mean, like the stuff that you hear that he done, it's like it's bad stuff and that, but it's all the kind of standard bad stuff. But he was mental, and the stuff that he did do, like all the mad like sneaking into hospitals and shit. Like he definitely drank blood and shit, and he definitely done more stuff. He definitely done evil, like not evil as in bad, but evil as in like pure ancient evil.
I mean, I can give you some advice if you want to stop
Aye.
him for good.
Aye, that'd be good, aye.
You can only be truly killed with a sword made from the wood of a yew tree. Very upside down, and
You've got to what?
you've got to surround his grave with thorns.
Buried upside down. I want to be buried standing up. I want to be buried sitting down on a chair.
Oh my god, I've just looked this up. Apparently his grave was overlooking a school,
Where's he buried?
Whitby,
Whitby.
which is where they have the Whitby Goth Festival every year.
He's looking onto that.
Maybe if
He's buried on the site.
we do a live show at the Whitby Goth weekend.
That'd be amazing. We could go to it, go to that for the patter, and then also do it
Take
for.
a hearse down and, you know, get in the hearse. Get in the Dragula.
Pull up to Whitby in the Dragula.
I wrote fucking last year. I wrote a story about a goth, right? And it was about a lassie, and she's standing at the bus stop waiting to go to work, and there's like a wee dead bee, like a dying bee at her feet. So she feeds it something like a monster, and it just instantly this bee turns into like a big giant goth.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna do this thing, right? But like, I tweeted like the idea for that story, and a guy replied to it, and it was like, "Oh, it's 2019. I thought we'd moved past making goths the punchline. This is really sad to see."
I'm offended personally. I'm as the autistic goth representative. I'm a wee bit offended here.
I replied to the guy and I was like, "I'm really sorry if I offended you, mate. I'll donate some money to a goth charity, like to make it up for you." And he said, "Oh, aye, that's dead funny. You won't be laughing when I tell you this."
I've got a vampire curse on you, will you? And I love that video of that guy, like when they had the flying thing at George Square, and there's like a goth in a big cape, like flying around on it.
Aye, I was driving at Skye last summer, and on the way, the road takes you by Jimmy Savile's old cottage. So it's that wee white house perched on rocks that looks on the motorway and that. And it's so creepy, man. It's got bad vibes coming off it. It's
I might seen that in
scary, man.
In the documentary. They seeing the house and shit and just being like, what a gas.
Imagine you were driving past it and then your motor broke.
Oh mate. The miracle of the sun, known as the Miracle of Fatima, is reported to have occurred the 13th of October 1917, attended by a large crowd who attended in Fatima, Portugal, in response to a prophecy made by three shepherd children, Lucia Santos, Francisco, and Jacinta Marto. The prophecy was that the Virgin Mary, referred to as Our Lady of Fatima, would appear and perform miracles on that date. Newspapers published testimony for witnesses that said that they had seen extraordinary solar activity, such as the sun appearing to dance or zigzag in the sky, careen towards Earth, or emit multicoloured light and radiant colours. According to these reports, the event lasted approximately 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Fuck that. 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 Aye. So if any alien ladies need like a loving husband to live with them and keep them, like hide them, I'll do it. I'm up for it. Very open to the idea of doing that.
I think that's beautiful.
That's really touching, Taylor.
I mean,
No.
see, when I try to like tell a story and it flounders, I'm not going to put it in. I'm not stupid. Like, I might be like autistic, but I'm not stupid. That's the thing. I think that's my belief system. It's like a union of like autism and self-awareness, and that's the Philosopher's Stone.
Aye.
And it produces golden coins that you can redeem on Steam and redeem on the Epic Games Store and on Humble Bundle.
Oh man.
What do you think, Chris? Are you going to get vaccinated and catch autism to like join in? Or
I do. I feel quite left out, so I would like
you
to.
just see like an autistic spider bite you,
Aye.
and we're all autistic here.
We can get away with murder now.
Exactly. You get away with being an arsehole because you just like you just go, oh sorry, I'm autistic. You can just shoplift.
Oh, man.
Like you can just shoplift, and like whenever a security guard stops you, you can just go, oh, I've got Asperger's.
Oh man.
I don't understand that things have value.
Oh man.
There was like an autism like fundraiser thing, and they cheered because they'd like met one of their goals. Oh, here Sonic the Hedgehog has just walked in.
Do you still evolve when you're alive? Like, no, forget it. Forget it. No, I never seen that.